Yo, what is up, everybody? I hope you guys are having an absolutely wonderful start to your weekend. I know it's already 8 o'clock out there in the East Coast, so I hope you guys are relaxing. If not, I hope you have an awesome night ahead of you. So, today's program is just going to be a little bit about me bitching about something. And I decided, for those of you guys who have watched, seen, or heard of Family Guy, there is a show within the show with Peter Griffin on You Know What Grinds My Gears? Well, this is kind of like that, but this is going to be more along the lines of, let me get this shit off my chest because I need to say something. So, instead of putting little, things here and there to bitch about, I'm just gonna do one bitch out show about things that pissed me off or things that didn't make sense or things that were funny. And this one is actually funny to me. So yeah, if you don't like the show, you can skip it, but I think you guys will enjoy it. So, like always, trying different things. And I do hope you enjoy it. So you know what? Hey, for those of you who haven't, because I see a lot of you guys watching that aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit the like buttons, comment. I think you push the bell for notifications, for every time I upload a video. Damn, I'm starting to sound rehearsed on this shit, and I hate it because I don't say this every video. But I know it takes some time to get up there with, with getting, YouTube subscribers. You can't expect it to happen overnight unless you put out something viral. And I've been trying to think of stupid things that could go viral, but no, I'm just joking. I'm too old for that shit. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's little shit off my chest episode. Let me know what you think. I always love comments, man. And go subscribe to the person who I put in this video. Love her. She's awesome. But yeah, enjoy it, guys. What is up, everybody? How are you guys doing today? So, I have a couple things to go over today. Some good things and some funny ass things at the same time. First off, I want to know if you guys have ever heard of this girl. Her name's, or she goes by Roma Army. And she is very well informed. Now, I know that the feminist movement has made great strides over the years, and a lot of it I could agree with. There's a lot of stuff, though, that kind of sounds a little like, you're making an anthill, or what do they say? You're making a molehill out of it, or you're making a mountain out of a molehill. And she is like straight up to the point of being on men's side, knowing that, men get like raw deals, and people usually don't care because the man is supposed to be the strong one. The man is supposed to be the breadwinner. He's supposed to be, the rock of the family and this and that. And often overlooking, that, like for me, I'm a perfect example. If I start talking about my daughter and the situation of like how I wish I had more time with her, I could start crying like a baby. I just happen to keep my emotions and my shit together right now because I'm talking to a whole bunch of people. But if I'm talking about this like with family or friends, like, man, I break down just because, that's my one and only child, and might be my one and only child. I'm 43 years old. I know I don't look it. No, I'm kidding. But no, that's my one and only child. And it's not just my child, it's our child. I just happen to have decided at a point in time, made a bad decision to have this beautiful little angel with the wrong woman. And So what do a lot of guys turn to? Depression, alcoholism, drugs, you name it. A good song can always, I guess, convey one's emotions of what they've gone through. And Falling Apart, or I Fall Apart, I've never listened to Post Malone's Fall Apart besides like the beginning of it, and I didn't like it. But when Alejandro Aranda sang it, aka Scary Pool Party, I love the words because it's exactly right. You know, you give your all, even though I didn't feel that way towards her, just the general situation at hand of building a family, you know, you have a house, white picket fence, a dog, all this stuff that I had, you know, it just all falls apart because one spouse handles the situation differently than the next. And so let me give you an example of how this girl is, because she's awesome. She is really, really awesome. And, you know, from a female's perspective and how well informed she is, she's just awesome.
Damn, if this post that I'm about to show you is real, then men's confidence has hit an all-time low and women's maliciousness has hit an all-time high. This girl posts, "You may not be the hottest person I've ever been with, or the smartest, or the funniest. You might suck in bed. You may not be the best partner, but I love you because you love me. To many more years to come." I'll take narcissist for 1,000, Alex. If it's not fucking clear as day, I mean, obviously she only loves him because he loves her. He is serving her, providing her with something. And as soon as somebody that offers more comes along, he will be kicked to the dust. And I see a baby in that picture, so that fucking worries me. Because here's the thing, if you're keeping a man around for a self-serving purpose, then I can almost pretty accurately assume that you're having a child for a self-serving purpose either. No, dick. Damn, if this post that I'm about to show you...
Get moving, let loose and keep doing.
A lot of wives think that it's acceptable to just marry a man, get him locked down, and then stop feeding into the very human need called intimacy. I pointed that out and some people were not very happy about it. One of them is including somebody that I have a lot of respect for. But whenever I mention that wives do this, a very valid point is always brought up, which is that no means no, because consent does matter. But what's equally valid is this post, which is it hurts to continuously hear no over and over and over again from someone who's supposed to love you. Because society constantly forgets that men are human beings, and they just treat them like walking dicks and piggy banks, so society forgets that men actually don't always view sex as boning, but sometimes, a lot of the time, when you're married, it's about intimacy, feeling connected, feeling loved by the other person. It sucks to say, but if she's locked you down, you have kids with her, and you would lose everything to her. If you left her, you've communicated, and she's still not boning you, cheat. Oh, guys, have you seen this video of this woman beating on her man in public? I mean, it's just so messed up. Why is it so viral? Roma, you need to get with the program. It's scripted. I'm sorry. Someone doesn't know how to take a joke. Okay, but like, here's my question. Why is that a joke? Why do people sit down and think to themselves, I need to make a video that's gonna go viral? Aha! I will shame, degrade, and dehumanize my man. In public! Yeah, and then I'm gonna convince everyone it's real. I'm the stupid one.
Oh, and by the way, I've been meaning to show you guys this. I don't think I've ever shown my audience this before. So this is a progression of me at my biggest and me at my thinnest to where I'm at now. Where I'm at now would be on my lower left end. So on yours, it would be camera right, lower end, where I'm wearing you can kind of see the R and the S. It's a Star Wars shirt with the cap on. Above that is when I started getting letters of intent to play college football. And the bigger picture on the side is of Psycho with their arm on me, and that was at my thinnest. Now, mind you, and I had, oh shit, god damn it, son of a bitch. So, mind you, and I've said this before. Why? Something's going on with the computer today, and I do not know what. What the hell are you doing? Somebody hack it? I just did a freaking update, and it's acting like a pain in the ass. Anyways, I'm going to show you guys these progression photos just because of, you know, some people might be like, oh, okay, you know, you're not anything special. You didn't, you know, you lost a little bit of weight. Everybody does that. You know, I'm not expecting anyone to be like, holy shit, you lost so much weight, blah, blah, blah. But I remember I always equated skinniness with being what attracts opposite sexes. Now, I later on learned in life that isn't the truth at all. So when I got my thinnest, mind you, out of the 7 years, 8 years, however many years it was just a little too many. 1 month, you know, could have been good, but yeah. Anyways, out of all the years that I was with my ex, I never once, but one time, left her side. We had gotten in a little bit of argument. I went to my former best friend's house and I chilled there and I came back home. It's the only time I ever left somewhere without her. Other than that, the only free time I ever had was to go walking at night. And that was my thing. Like, I used to love walking at night. I used to have a Columbia jacket. And I'll find that picture too, just to show, because it was a heated jacket. It focused on your extremities or the parts of your body that need the most heat. And that's where it would heat you to make sure that, you know, you're nice and warm. If you're, you know, like let's just say it's like more of a hardcore jacket for people who go out in the wilderness and go and do things and, you know, crazy shit. And mine was just for walking. I mean, the lowest temperature I ever walked in was -21, and it felt like my lungs were freezing. So I actually turned back, and that was the only walk I gave up on. Other than that, I'd walk 2.5 miles one way and then 2.5 miles back the other way. And that was the only time I ever left my ex, was to go walking. This was in the winter. You see the little red light on. But so every night, that was my getaway from the ex night. Just to go and have a little bit of me time. And so I had ended up getting way skinnier than what I really thought I should have. And yeah. I don't want to show these people just because I don't know how they would react to having. So I'll show you I'll show you this progression photo. Like I said, on the upper left, which would be camera right, is when I was at my biggest. 330 pounds. The girl I had a crush on was my lifelong crush. I brought her back $5,000 worth of gifts from Disney World, because this is when I got my, money from my lawsuit. And got a kiss on the cheek and thought I was the luckiest man on earth. Lose contact for all those years. And then from that walking, I end up getting extremely skinny to one day I wake up in our master bedroom, and just as I'm passing by the mirror, I'm like, oh shit. And I look and I can see every single fucking bone on my sternum, and I'm like, yo, that is way too skinny. That looks awful. And it happened to be my birthday, so my ex takes a picture after punching me in the face, like without cause or reason, just a closed punch, and then left, and then expected like nothing happened. We didn't even argue. I don't even know what the fuck that was about. But anyways, she takes a picture of me on my birthday, and I look just like gaunt, like fucking Christian Bale in the, what was that movie, The Boxer or The Fighter or something like that. I was like, oh my god, like I always thought skinny meant beautiful, but this is something else. So I went from one extreme to the other to now where I'm at is, you'll see me wearing like a hat and taking a picture with my phone. I'm trying to do it on the down low, because I don't want to be one of those people like, oh, look at me, look at my progress. But these were the different stages of me. And I didn't realize that being fat made you darker. Because obviously in the one where I'm the skinniest, which is right there, it's the fall. So, you know, no sun's out or anything. And of course that one, I'm indoors. And I think it was like around springtime or so. I can't quite remember. And I get my color back a little bit. But when I was that big ass dude, I'm like dark. And that was 330 pounds. And I could outrun, I think my 40 was a 5 flat. But a consistent like 5.2. But my fastest was a 5 flat. I was quick for being a fat guy. And I remember getting teased about that. Like, damn, that fat ass could run fat. Back in high school, excuse me. Back in middle school. I stopped getting teased on by the 7th grade. 1, because I wasn't even really there with my leg injury. But 2, when I got back, I had hit puberty and I hit my height. And then people just totally stopped leaving me alone. And like, damn, what happened to your voice? You all sound like this now and you can talk really low. I'm like, I guess puberty or something. I don't know. You know, I got hair growing, I guess, but I'm like one of those cats for real. Here's my arm. No arm hair whatsoever. I am not a hairy guy at all. Like, I grow hair in the places I need to. All that. But I'm not a hairy guy whatsoever. So anyways, after getting out of that stage, I just ate. And I'm boxing, I'm doing taekwondo, I'm doing freaking football 24/7. I mean, I was intaking more calories than I was burning off. And you know what? Let this also be a lesson. The trick to losing weight, there is none. Burn more calories than you intake. That's it. No pills, no secret diet thing. You know, don't listen to people about fucking carbs and all that. You need carbs for energy. All right. Yes, carbs do turn into sugar if you just fucking sit around all day and don't do anything. But the secret to losing weight is just burning more calories than you take in. That's it. Anyways, I wanted to show you guys that. Just to show, like, hey, if you're going through a transition in life where you want to lose weight or something, if my former fat ass could do it, trust me, you can do it. And you know what? If you're going through the exact same thing that I've talked about in this video, always go with your gut instincts and with your heart, because that's not going to do you wrong. So, anyways, just want to add that in there, guys. So, hope you enjoy this video, because like I said, this is going to be my new little series, get shit off my chest Saturday. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the next one. So, what am I getting at with all this? I don't know how many of you guys who have subscribed to me live in Colorado. If you're guys and you're single, put your hands up. I can't see them, but you'll probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so growing up, I was like the ugly duckling. Like, I was freaking, I'm not saying I'm good looking by any means, so please don't think that that's what I'm trying to say. I was extremely big. I was extremely popular because of my size. I never got carded for alcohol, which was great. And I've mentioned that all the time. So when I left private school, I once got suspended in private school for being at the park while 2 other people were fighting from our school. I got suspended for being there. That's how. I know not everybody got suspended for being there. I did. I don't know why. Maybe because, you know, I'm going there for, you know, free because of football and all their, you know, whatever bullshit they came up with. But I get suspended. But anyways, I'm gonna go. I don't want to go way off topic, even though it does have something to do with that, because it still confused me. In fact, it's kind of actually good that I brought that up. Here's a good point. So, one of my very, very close friends, my mother and his mother had known each other since, gosh, middle school. So essentially, I've known him my whole life. We grew up together. As we were younger, We beat Contra without using the up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, or B, A, select, start when you're playing 2-player. We beat Contra without dying once. Even though we put in the cheat code for more lives, we beat Contra without dying once. I mean, me and him were like on the same level with everything. So for one of his birthday parties, there used to be this place here in Colorado. And it was on Colorado Boulevard, which has immensely changed since back then. But there was this place called Celebrities. Now think of Karate Kid. You know that little, you know the scenes where in the very first Karate Kid, he's with Allie and there's like, they're standing, you know, she's standing at a gate by a water pool and like a slide and all that. Then they have arcade games and all that stuff. Well, there was a place and it was actually owned and operated by Disney. I didn't know this till later on. And they used to have a giant, multiple inside swimming pools with multiple slides that, I mean, you had to climb, like you didn't have to climb stairs, they had ramps going up. But I mean, this was the place to be. And who would soon become my friend was a little girl that was there, that was as old as me at the time, and never even would have thought about this until I found out later on. But this little girl, when we're 7, 8 years old, somewhere around there, 9 years old, we end up attending the same private school together. And come to find out, she was the one that was actually there that, you know, we were like little friends back then. And then lost touch for many years. And then we're in high school, and all of a sudden now she is like Miss Super freaking Gorgeous. I think she was runner-up to Miss Teen Colorado. This is where I don't understand, like, women. So, like I said, I'm a big boy at this time, extremely popular. Later on, one of my girlfriends, like a friend that's a girl, tells me, oh, there were girls that liked you. You just didn't, you know, notice because you only had eyes for her, the girl that I'm talking about. I'm like, well, shit, it would have helped if you would have told me. You know, that personality goes a long way. But she's like, well, I used to like you. I was just jealous. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah, it sucks. But anyways, Miss Teen Colorado runner-up. I was working for this sports apparel store. And mind you, where I worked, I had a car. She didn't. She would have her grandfather take her to my job and sit there and watch TV until I got out of work. And she did this 2 Saturdays, 3 Saturdays out of every month. And 9 times out of 10, the assistant manager to be like, yeah, you can't leave that hanging, bro. Just get out of here, you know. Just wanted to hang out. She'd go with me out of town to where my family lives, out near, you know, Fort Collins, Greeley area, around there. She would freaking ask me if I could take her to work. I mean, you name it. Sounds like somebody who wants to, you know, like, be more than friends. I mean, I'm not going to be showing up to some girl's work that, hey, you know, I just want to be your friend. I just want to hang out with you. So I'm going to wait here, you know, which could possibly be 8 hours today, and then we could go hang out. No, I mean, I had a cell phone back then because of the money I got from my leg injury. She could have easily called me and been like, hey, when you get off of work, come pick me up and let's go hang out. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. It's not like she had a curfew. I didn't have a curfew. My mom was never that strict. Her parents were never that strict. So I'm thinking in the back of my head, okay, this girl likes me. You know, like, I'm shocked. Like, you know, just, you know, runner up, Miss Teen Colorado. We used to be friends and all that. Like, this is like a match made in heaven. This is like my brother and my sister-in-law who've been married ever since they're 19 and they're both 53 now. Like, yeah, this is a love story. So when I ask her, haven't heard from her ever again. Go figure. And so that trend continues until I meet an even more beautiful woman than her and I'm just basing this off of looks. I'm not saying personality, but the most beautiful woman that had ever loved me even was more beautiful on the inside. I mean, the most beautiful personality. Absolutely drop dead gorgeous. She's a doctor now. She asked me to get married at 18. I was scared shitless because I'm like, look at me and look at you. You have an NFL football player who's jockeying on you like none other's business that you keep on turning down for me because you're waiting for me to give you an answer if we're going to get married or not. Like why? Like, I could never provide you the kind of lifestyle that he could, you know. Maybe now, if my opportunities keep on coming, which I'm going to share with you on the next video, something cool. So stay tuned because I'm posting that video right after this. But that's what it was basically about. And when I told her, like, you know, why me? You could have any guy you want to. That made her cry. Obviously, I was dumb. I didn't know that. I always based everything off of looks. Always thought that, okay, you know, if I lose weight, I'm going to be more attractive to women, which was very true because then my count of dating and women and all that went skyrocketed. But it wasn't like I was ever ignored by women when I was fat either. So while I had game when I was drunk, I had no game when I was sober, except for with this Russian girl. She was Russian, extremely drop dead gorgeous, kindest heart you would ever see, or like freaking meet, kindest woman you would ever meet. I mean, and seeing her cry because of what I said broke my heart. And I should have just proposed to her right then and there. And every day I imagine, like, we're always given a choice. And whatever choice we make, you know, let's turn right here. And we'll take the shortcut. Can drastically change your life forever. What if you turn left and instead something great happened, but because you went right, somebody, you know, hit your car, or you freaking think of the worst, you know, you hit somebody or something bad happens. But if you would have gone left, something great would have happened, or, you know, you would have gone about your day as normal. You know, we're all given those choices in life that we do not know what's going to happen next, but I did on this particular thing. So being single now for the past few years, mostly out of choice, because I had tried Match a few times and I'm like, when did women become like men? Like, they are like super wanting to like hook up and like just, you know, oh, forget the romantic stuff, let's just hook up. And I'm like I'm still not used to that. Like, no, I'm good. Because if you're wanting to do that right away with somebody, how many other guys have you done this with? And I'm a hypochondriac, man. I don't want to catch anything. Shit. So, you know, I just found out that mono can cause you to even have heart problems, and that's serious stuff, man. Like, I don't want to catch, you know, anything like fucked up, or, you know, something that's gonna, you know, alter my health for life. God forbid. I mean, I was already a hypochondriac enough that I would go and get tested all the time for any, you know, STDs, even while, you know, protecting myself and shit. Like, I wasn't about that game. I'm not about that game. Like, I'm about to getting to know someone and all that stuff. Well, the funniest shit happened. My mom, out of all people, I want you to date. So here, I got you this so you could get on Match. And I'm like, again? I'm like, come on, man. I'm not playing this game. You know, just try it again, this and that. I'm like, all right. Because ever since, you know, my divorce 5-6 years ago, I don't know how long it's been, I've dated and all that, but like, I haven't gotten serious. Just, I don't know if I'm apprehensive and I'm like this, you know, young woman who sticks up for men, you know, being more conscientious of how not all women have your best interest in mind, just like not all men have women's best interest in mind. But let it be known that it just doesn't happen to women, it happens to men as well. You know, men are just, again, supposed to represent the strong, you know, knight in shining armor, you know, nothing bothers me. Shit, I cry like a baby when I talk about our daughter. I shouldn't say mine. That's her mother. So our daughter. But I decide, okay, I'll go out on a date with this one girl. You know what really matters a lot is your points of view on religion. Now, I never gave it much thought because on there, I prefer, like I put like really no preference. And this chick's telling me like something about crystals and karma and this and that. I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. I'm not going to push my beliefs on you, you know, and I know you're not pushing your beliefs on me, you know, karma, blah, 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 you know, does that happen? I don't know, you know, could happen, I guess. And I don't find it weird. It's whatever you believe in. It was kind of weird though when you're hearing about it, when you're talking to somebody about it for the first time, it might seem a little bit different just because I've been preconditioned my whole life to be about God and non-denominational. However, there are a lot of things that I don't agree with either. Like, I have no problem with homosexuality. You know, if that's the way they are, if that's where they're born, hey, who am I to judge? I'm not going to fucking judge anybody. That would be like judging somebody from the color of their skin. And trust me, I've had that shit done to me my whole life. So, you know, didn't think anything of it. And this girl was blowing up my phone every morning, like, good morning, this and that, blah, blah, good morning. And then I get this weird text message that says, oh, you'd be such a great catch. I just right now have so much on my plate and I don't have the energy, you know, having a 2-year-old daughter, which accidentally happened with the guy who was married. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't say shit there because my ex was married when I met her and I had no idea, so I'm not really going to say much about that. But getting my ex pregnant while she was married, I think you might... Yeah, that one might be a little hard to cover up after a while. Well, I know it would be for the woman since the woman's single, but since my ex was still married when I met her, that was fucked up. And I called her ex and I was crying to him. I apologized. I said, dude, I know what heartbreak feels like. I said, I would never, ever have fucking done that if I knew. And I'm so sorry. And like, I was crying. I literally was crying. I kissed his ass. I was like, dude, I'm like, I didn't even like, it was more like I didn't tell him this, but I wanted to like she's not a girl that I would have picked out in the audience and been like, oh my God, you know, she makes my heart flutter. Oh my goodness. I mean, even my best friend Christina, who stood up as a groomswoman in my wedding, had once told, you know, my ex-wife, when my ex-wife was asking about me if I was single, this and that. I don't know why she said this, but she goes, oh, he really likes pretty girls. I don't know if she was calling my ex ugly, because my ex isn't exactly very good looking, but she's not exactly hot either. So she's like maybe a 6, maybe 6.5 or a 7, somewhere around there. But it doesn't have to do about looks. It had to do about heart. She seemed to have such a nice, sweet heart. Our first Christmas, man, I mean, she went all out for me. Buys me this touch surround sound system, you know, wireless speakers by Samsung that I know that bitch, I looked it up and it was like $1,500. She made 6 figures a year. So, you know, buys all this shit. I'm like, holy shit. So what does this have to do with the girl on Match? So she's like, I just don't have the energy right now just because, you know, I'm raising, you know, and she has a lot of kids, which was, boom, red flag. And then the other red flag was when you're out and somebody's like constantly like looking, you know, on their phone. I can understand, you know, taking calls because you have a babysitter. That I did not judge for, because I believe her child is only like 3 or something like that. So yeah, that I could understand. But when you're like your phone goes off, you look, you put it down, you look, put it down. It's like, damn, can't you like not leave your phone down for like more than 10 minutes? That's a put off for me, because I make sure to either keep my phone in the car, unless we're sharing pictures or something, then I'll pull it, out from my jacket or something, but usually it's in the car or in my jacket. And she writes me this self-loathing email like, oh my God, I just don't have the energy, and I just don't, I'm not even really dating. Well, what this bitch didn't know was the moment that we went out on a date, I blocked her on Match, because when you commit to a date, I don't want them to be seeing that. I don't want them to fall into that category of like, oh, you're still talking to other girls even though we went out, because then the jealousy shit starts, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. So I blocked her immediately, and it was funny because as I was going through, I'm like, oh, I gotta take her off, completely, even off my block list, and make sure she's not even on there. And as I'm going through after this, self-loathing, poor me, I don't have the time or the energy, it shows on there active. And usually I'm not petty, but I had to pull some petty shit. And I wrote her, I'm like, whatever energy drink you're taking, man, hook me up, because if you suddenly got that burst of energy, shit, I need that, man, because dang, last week, you just didn't have the energy, and it sure as hell looks like you have some energy this week. And I went off even further. I was petty. Usually I don't get petty, but I was petty just because I'm an honest person. I like honesty. Hey, listen, if you don't like me, I'm cool with that. That's fine. You don't like me, we'll move on. No, the moment after our date was over, she sends me this meme. Oh, you're so terrific. Making the terrific like longer. You're amazing. Oh, this and that, and I didn't know if I should give you like a big hug or just a side hug, and I didn't want to embarrass myself. All this bullshit. So I'm glad I got those 2 emails in. I really am. And that's what this was all about, because it's so hard to read girls here in Colorado and I've lived here my whole life, that my head is fucking spinning. I mean, I've never been one of those people like, what the hell is that gorgeous girl doing with that ugly ass guy? You don't know if that ugly ass guy is like the kindest, nicest man you've ever met. I don't judge people like that. People would like all the time. I was with the Russian girl, like her and I, she's like, you never forget your first love. Everywhere we went, guys would like literally stop in their tracks. Like if you ever saw She's Out of My League, that was me. That was me playing Jay Brachel. How do you say his last name? Brachel. Anyways, that was like me. And she was like Molly. Everywhere we went, like guys would like literally just stop in their tracks and stare as she walked by. Like she had that kind of effect. And here nowadays, after COVID, all these girls are saying all this stupid shit, and you have a girl like her who just did her shorts about how dumb the feminism movement can be, and how some, not all, but some women really go overboard with it and make more of it about their needs rather than the needs of both partners involved. So my point is this: for all my fellas out there who are single, go for honesty. Don't go for looks. Looks fade, no matter what. This right here, this will fade. I'll one day look a lot older than 43. Again, I'm not saying I'm good looking. I'm just saying I will look older one day. I've been blessed, and actually on my mom's side of the family, and actually on my dad's side of the family, I've never had a pimple. In fact, this little scar right here, I thought that was a pimple when I was like 13 years old. I was like, oh, I got my first pimple. And there's one right here that faded more than any of them. But this was the very first one that I thought it was a pimple. So I was squeezing it and I popped it and I got it off and all that. Come to find out, it was a chicken pox. So it scarred me for life. So I have that right there. Or is it right here? I think it's right here. And I scarred myself right there too, because I thought, like, why I got 2 pimples all of a sudden? And I got the chicken pox late in life. And that's, don't get me started on chicken pox. But yeah, so I got scarred right there and right there thinking they were pimples. But I've never had a pimple in my entire life. Never had to squeeze anything out. And my ex always used to be like, I fucking hate you. You never get pimples. You don't have to do this or that or worry about washing your face. I'm like, yeah, but I take 2 showers a day. Shit. I take one before I go to work and I take one coming back from a dirty ass hospital that I'm working at. Hell yeah, I'm gonna take 2 showers a day. I don't know what, we poor women have to go through with makeup and all that, and that's why it might cause, more pimples. I don't know. I'm not a dermatologist, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna go after somebody, get to know their personality and not their looks. Because if it's just looks, 99.9% of the time, that shit is gonna fail. I should have gone after the one with looks and personality. Like, her looks were 100 and her personality was like 100.99. That's how much she was, honestly. And like, I talked to her a couple years ago and my timing was so bad. She stopped with the person that she was with for all those years, who she gave me the ultimatum for, that played in the NFL in 2015, and I divorced in 2015. If I would have just reached out, goddammit, I think to myself, because she didn't have any children or anything. I had a daughter, but wow, could have rekindled something special. But she moved out of Colorado. And yeah, I was like just kicking myself in the ass. I was like, why didn't I think about contacting her sooner? And she's a doctor, which is just, I'm so proud of her. That's awesome. And I should have gone after the personality with looks. We all don't get that chance though. So the point of this, gentlemen, is this. For those of you here in Colorado, dating sucks because there are a lot of liars out here, I've noticed. Lived here all my life. I've traveled this country so much for the work that I did in the music industry. And I've never met, well, LA was kind of, I would say LA is a little worse than Denver. But as the state as a whole, like, I would say Texas is probably where you could find some of the most beautiful and kindest women that give any guy a chance. LA and Colorado, there must be something in the water or something, or the fact that we're not getting, the right amount of oxygen, to our head. So we're a mile up. I don't know what it is, but the women's expectations in Colorado are just sickening. 99%, well, no, let's say 98% of them is just weird. Because you go from telling a guy like, oh my God, you're so terrific and blah, 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 this and that, to, oh, I don't have the energy to date, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But she didn't know that I had blocked her ass. And when I was going through to try to figure out how to completely erase it off of there, there she is active, and I'm it was petty. Yes, I was being petty, but sometimes you have to be petty to make a point, and that's what I was. So this is just a public service announcement to you single men out there that are living here in Colorado. We know it sucks. I'm sorry, man. I wish, we all knew the answers. You see those commercials where, these guys who, obviously are supposedly taking these supplements. And there was a stupid one. Oh my God, I couldn't get over it. Like, the girls couldn't have been more fucking worse of actors, because there they are in the background, just, nice bodies, in a two-piece, and like, oh, stay beastly, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, stay beastly? Like, what the f does that have to do with getting a woman? What? Because you work out and you were blessed with good genes, that you have some, muscle tone? Shit, my friend who just passed away was twice as big as your ass and a lot more cut, and he was fucking awful with women. So, being big and built and all that doesn't have shit to do with getting women. Yeah, some women prefer guys who are big, muscle bound and all that. Other women, there's a lot of beautiful women out there who don't care, if you're fat. And I was a prime example of that. So when I see those commercials, I just laugh and shake my head. But anyways, that's my rant. This is my rant for the day. This is going to be like my Peter Griffin's, what really grinds my gears. This is going to be my Saturday satire. No, not satire. Wouldn't be a good word. My Saturday shit off my chest day. Because I got to get this shit off my chest. Because what happened to honesty? Like, is that not even a thing anymore? I don't know. Guys, you let me know. Women, tell me, does honesty matter? Because if honesty doesn't matter, I might as well become a goddamn liar on dates. But I was raised by two very great women. An amazing single mother who worked for two governors, who worked for the senator, and who worked for IBM. Extremely brilliant. And while she was at work, my grandmother, who every day when you walked in her house was reading her Bible from front to back, and I bet you she probably read that Bible more times than any pope in history has read their Bible. Every single day in my life that I would come home from school while she watched over me, she'd be there reading her Bible. Some days it would be the English Bible, some days it would be the Spanish Bible, but either way, she was reading the Bible front to back every single day. She knew every single verse, every single line, every single word. And an amazing woman who taught us how to cook. Because nobody beats your grandma's cooking. Any one of you, your grandmas are the best cook in the world. Guarantee it. And she was one of those grandmas. My little friends used to come over and be like, hey, did your grandma make some, some pizza? Because my grandma would make pizza from scratch. My grandma's, Mexicana. She looked white. I honestly think that's where I get my Irish, Scottish, and Welsh from, is from her, because she was very, very light complected. Very light complected. The only thing that would give it away is since she married a man from Mexico, moved to Mexico, was wealthy in Mexico, moved here to the United States, wasn't wealthy, and then had to start all over. She just developed, an accent, but spoke English perfectly, spoke Spanish perfectly. And yeah, she was a saint. She's one person that, if you believe in God and you believe in heaven, I could easily say, oh yeah, she's in heaven. She is in heaven. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Does honesty matter nowadays? Yes or no? Let me know. Until then, I'm suggesting watch the next video, because I have an update and an announcement about a movie. All right, so till that time, I will see you real soon.